Good morning. It's super early. It's like 5 in the morning. I've been up since 4. I've been up since before 4, 3 something. So I wanted to read Psalm 19. My son gets up at 3 a.m. and then leaves the house before 4 to go to work. And then my daughter gets up around 6 and leaves the house before 7 to go to school. And so there are days when I'm up when my son gets up and I'm not going to fall back asleep. Or I can lie in bed and be exhausted the next day and work and then crash after work. Or I can, like today, I'm just going to get up. I need some quiet time. I'm going to have just time with God and get up and have quiet time before my daughter gets up. And then work. Maybe I can start work early. And then if I end up crashing after work, like at least the dishes are done, the laundry's done, the house is tidied up. I've had my time with God. I'm centered, you know. I don't normally do that. Normally I'll lie in bed and try to sleep or get on my phone or something, which is always bad. But today I thought I'm going to get up. I'm going to read my Bible and do my devos and have some peace. Anyway, so we're going to read Psalm 19. For whatever reason, Psalm 19 was what kept coming up today. There's one devo after, or maybe we could read it before, and then there's the Psalm. Let's read the devo first. An articulate creation. We live in tumultuous times of natural disaster. The news carries stories of devastating earthquakes, floods, and tropical storms that careen along coastlines and cause massive losses of property and life in the cities, towns, and individual houses they invade. Amidst screaming natural forces, it may be easy to forget that even the winds and rains submit to God's voice. Although the natural world does not glorify itself, the booming truths pounding in the surf and soaring through the skies fall on many a deaf ear, but nature's voice goes out into all the earth, proclaiming the articulate truth that God is in his heaven and watching over his creation. Now, let's not get hung up on that. Let's move forward. In an urban setting where smog blankets the sky and artificial light dulls the stars, seeing God's imprint may be difficult. Natural disasters may strike us more as an example of nature's random savagery than the handiwork of our all-powerful God. Certainly, the creation groans under the curse of sin, just as we do. We cannot pretend to understand the reasons for earthquakes, floods, or fires, but we do know the one who controls the universe, and we can cling to him amidst the rising waters. The next time you witness a flower growing between the sidewalk cracks, a raging thunderstorm, or a magnificent sunset, remember that creation acts as a signpost, pointing to someone greater than Mother Nature. It reveals the God who wants all people of all nations to recognize his majesty, to worship the one whose infinite creativity and power produced the spectacular displays found in the natural world. The natural world is a testimony to God's magnificent creatorship and also should be the object of our diligent stewardship. However, we must flee the two extremes, either fearing nature's power or worshiping creation and not the Creator. Even today, the creation is God's universal proclamation of his nature, underpinning his special revelation through Christ and the Scriptures. As women who love and appreciate the beauty of the world, may we always remember to listen closely to the deeper truths of God's goodness and grandeur that whisper from the rushing stream or shout from the thunderclap. I'm not 100% in love with that Devo, but it was interesting because I had just made a short. I haven't posted it yet, but with this Devo with this like calendar thing from today, and it's about nature and the rainbow and all of that. And then I'm also still working on I'm doing a horrible job coloring this one, but my like tree by the stream picture to talk about refreshments. So it's interesting that those two nature things are going on as we're reading this Devo all about the nature and stuff. I have struggled in the past with, you know, some of this, but I see it in a different way now. So anyway, Psalm 19, a Psalm of David. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge. They have no speech, they use no words. No sound is heard from them. Yet their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world. In the heavens, God has pitched a tent for the sun. It is like a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, like a champion rejoicing to run his course. It rises at one end of the heavens and makes its circuit to the other. Nothing is deprived of its warmth. The law of the Lord is perfect, refreshing the soul. The statutes of the Lord are trustworthy, making wise the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, giving joy to the heart. The commands of the Lord are radiant, giving light to the eyes. The fear of the Lord is pure, enduring forever. The decrees of the Lord are firm, and all of them are righteous. They are more precious than gold. They are more precious than gold, than much pure gold. They are sweeter than honey from a honeycomb. By them your servant is warned. In keeping them there is great reward. But who can discern their own errors? Forgive my hidden faults. Keep your servant also from willful sins. May they not rule over me. Then I will be blameless, innocent of great transgression. May these words of my mouth and this meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight, Lord, my rock and my redeemer. How long is this? 7 minutes. I have a story about a tree and bees, but we're not going to go into it right now. And then we already talked about rainbows a different day. And then I do have also one story about a thunderstorm. Not really a thunderstorm, but like a storm. But I'm not sure if we need to share that ever. But we'll see. Not today though. Let's just read one more and then be done. I already read this one. I like this one too. Listen to the love song that I am continually singing to you. I take great delight in you. I rejoice over you with singing. The voices of the world are a cacophony of chaos, pulling you this way and that. Don't listen to those voices. Challenge them with my word. Learn to take mini breaks from the world, finding a place to be still in my presence and listen to my voice. There is immense hidden treasure to be found through listening to me. Though I pour out blessings upon you always, some of my richest blessings have to be actively sought. I love to reveal myself to you, and your seeking heart opens you up to receive more of my disclosure. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. Zephaniah 3:17 and Matthew 7:7. Zephaniah. I don't think I've ever read that. Should we read Zephaniah? See what it's like? Zeph. What's in Zeph? Oh yeah, I guess I have read it a little bit before. Let's see what the beginning part says. When sin goes unchecked for any length of time, it's easy to grow complacent, to think that God will never do anything about it, that nothing will ever change. Our tolerance for sin increases over time, and what once seemed abhorrent becomes acceptable, or at least not worth bothering with. Zephaniah preached his message. Oh, this is probably the prophet guy. Zephaniah preached his message during a time when sin and idolatry had become the comfortable norm in Judah. His message was both broad and dire. Destruction is coming. God will punish the nations, and Judah and Jerusalem will not be exempt. God will deal with sin, and it will be devastating. But Zephaniah said the devastation will not last forever. One day the shame and disgrace will be lifted, and a quiet season of healing and restoration will begin. It's easy to skip to the end of the book and read the words of comfort. It's much harder to trudge through the words of judgment, but the order is there for a reason. First, sin must be dealt with. Then, and only then, is restoration possible. Yeah, it's super short. We're not going to read it now, but... I think that's probably enough for today. I didn't read these ones yet. This is the only book I didn't go through yet today. These are longer, so sometimes it depends how vested I am for the day. But I have so many other ones, so sometimes I use my instinct about which to go with, which to not go with, which to read now, which to read later. Anyway, hope you have an awesome day. Talk to you later.